And I want to start by saying we're no longer a photo sharing app or a square photo sharing app. The number one reason people say that they use Instagram in research is to be entertained. So people are looking to us for that. So actually this past week in our internal all hands, I shared a lot about what we're trying to do to lean into that trend, into entertainment and into video.
Yo, I am just so over playing the Instagram game. I am so over them trying to be more than what people who signed up for the account want them to be and trying to be TikTok. I'm so over everybody trying to be TikTok. And here's the thing, the title's a little bit clickbaity because I'm not technically leaving Instagram, but I'm giving up trying to grow on the platform with their games and their rules. Y'all, I don't like rules. No. I just recently sent out an email to my email list and I was showing y'all, if you're on my email list, I was showing you the analytics of, how much my Instagram account grew in February or March, I think, and then how much it grew in April. And I can tell you that even if I create as many reels as Instagram wants me to create, which really just doesn't feel good to me. Like if I'm gonna create a reel, it's either gonna be from my YouTube video or it's going to be something that is me talking to the camera. And unfortunately, that's not what grows on Instagram right now. So if I'm gonna create reels that Instagram wants me to create, the voiceover dancing situation, I still don't grow a ton on the platform from that. Why the heck would I do it? Like, I just don't understand. I get way more growth on Instagram from here. Like when a video does well on YouTube, I always promote my Instagram in my YouTube videos. And so, a percentage of people who watch come follow me over there and my Instagram account grows anyway. So like, I just don't know why I have been trying to play the game. So Instagram is my secondary platform. I'm a big believer in, as content creators, having two platforms, a main platform, or like I like to call it in my ex-cheerleader ways, the captain platform and the co-captain platform. So you have two platforms. One that is your main focus, that for me is YouTube, that you're really putting all your eggs in, that you're really focusing on, and then you're using that to be able to create content for your secondary platform or your co-captain platform. I've actually created a few videos on this here on this channel, so I will make sure that I link them below and popping across cards and whatever else, but that's my kind of goal with my social media, because here on YouTube, I can find you guys or you guys can find me and we can hang out in the comments. But eventually, if a video does really well, I get really lost in comments and I'm not able to keep up with them. And beyond that, you don't really get to like connect with me on a deeper level here. And so I want you to come over to Instagram to connect with me there because I answer all of my DMs. I'm on stories every day and I want us to hang out in that way. So for me, it's kind of like YouTube is where I find my people or where they find me, and then we kind of scoot over to Instagram. And I think for the last couple of years, I've really tried to make it two separate strategies. Like I want to grow on YouTube, but I also want to grow on Instagram, because if I grow on Instagram, they'll find my YouTube. And if I grow on YouTube, they'll find my Instagram, and they can be kind of like working together. But y'all, I'm just so friggin' sick of playing the game. I'm just so sick of it. The whole reason I'm telling you this is because I want you to feel empowered, and it doesn't have to be Instagram. And let me say this, because I think this is a really important message. I've actually shared this like frustration with Instagram on Instagram and in my newsletter that goes out every week. Both times I've shared it, I've had people come back and be like, oh, well, if you don't like Instagram, what should I do? I'm not telling you not to do Instagram. What I'm saying is you need one platform that really collects people for you. That is kind of the top of the funnel, that gets people to know you, that gets people to be able to find you. And for some of you, that's Instagram. And in that case, you have to play the game. That's just the way it is. But if you have either Instagram or another platform that isn't necessarily your top platform, and you have another platform like a podcast or YouTube or a blog that's driving people into your audience, you don't have to play the game of the secondary platform as much. So for instance, let's say you're a TikToker and you have gained a pretty decent following over on TikTok. On Instagram, you may really just be sending people from TikTok over to Instagram because of the story and DM feature, because again, TikTok is kind of of missing that. They do have stories now, but they're not great. Let's say you're kind of doing the same strategy I am, except it's TikTok first and then Instagram. You can totally, absolutely play the Instagram game and probably grow both. But when it comes to what is bringing you in the most percentage of your audience, or the most money, or the most brand deals, or the most views, or whatever, you should really just double down on what works and let the secondary platform be the secondary platform. Okay, so I want to show you what I was doing on Instagram the second half of March and for part of April, and show you what that led to as far as growth on my account, because I want you to understand where I'm coming from with this. So actually, while I'm doing this video is sponsored by ClickUp, and I'm actually going to show you what I was doing on Instagram here inside of ClickUp. So I manage all of my content on ClickUp. So I generally look at everything from a calendar view. So that's what we're going to do. And here inside ClickUp, I created these repeating tasks for Instagram that would tell me every Monday I was doing a graphic post. Every Wednesday I was doing a reel from my YouTube video. Every Thursday I was doing a photo post. And it continued like that because I set up automated tasks to repeat every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday so that I could just go in and pick the topic. So in March, the little pink cards here are the actual topics I went with. This one is a post about wanting to be a speaker. And let me tell you, so on Instagram, I did a reel and a post while I was at Social Media Marketing World. And those were the first reels and posts I had done in a while on Instagram because I have been pretty burnt out with trying to keep up with their stuff anyway, right? So I did that reel and that post, and they both did super, super well. And the amount of DMs I had that were like, how do you become a speaker? How is that something that you do? Was insane. So I decided to create a post that helped with that. So it was a carousel post, which should do good on Instagram. And that post completely flopped. It flopped to the point where I hid the like number on that post because the post is important. And I didn't want people to get distracted by the fact that it only had like 22 likes when I normally get, 200 plus or whatever, depending on the content. So like that was kind of the start of my like real edge into, I don't give a crap if Instagram likes my posts or not kind of mindset, which by the way, I'm going to talk about what I'm going to be doing on Instagram now that I've given up on the rules a little bit later in the video. So make sure you stick around for that. I want to explain what my actual strategy is going to be going forward. But you'll see here, so I had that post and then I had a content ideas post where I did like a carousel, which by the way, a lot of these are archived on my account now because I got annoyed and I archived things that didn't make me happy on my account. So there we go. Content ideas, and then a reel from the video, and then digital product versus an online course was another like carousel post. And then I did my first course launch flopped. I did content format. I did web designer to online course. I did a ClickUp post. And you'll see here that these other blue ones were topics I had planned out, but I didn't actually move forward with because middle of April was when I was like, I'm done so with Instagram. Okay. So I want to talk about what this looked like as far as growth on my Instagram account, posting 3 times a week, 1 to 2 reels a week, 2 posts a week, and what that looked like versus when I stopped doing it. But first, let's really talk about ClickUp because I do truly love them. And while we're in here looking at my content calendar, I want to show you a few things about the software that I love, which by the way, if you don't know, ClickUp is a project management tool, and it is a tool that I absolutely love. I manage my entire business, brand, content schedule, everything in here, including my team. So I'm managing their payroll. I'm managing our like SOPs, which are our processes and things like that. I'm managing all of it in here in ClickUp. So if you're looking for a software that is somewhere where you can do all the things, and you're looking for something where you can plan content or keep a lot of information or put people into a process, ClickUp is what I would highly, highly recommend. I've been using them for years. So when they reached out to sponsor, I was like, heck yes. So while we're here on the Instagram thing, let me show you automations because it is one of my favorite parts, like absolute favorite parts of ClickUp, okay? So let's say I want to create an automation where once I have decided on the topic, I want my team to be notified and I want the right person to automatically be added to the card, and I want some other things to happen to help this move through the process. So let's say the process is going to be that I decide on a topic and I decide what I want the post to look like, but then I want my team to take it over from there so that they can make the graphics or whatever else, okay? So inside of ClickUp, you go over here to the right and hit the little automate button with the little robot guy, and you just add an automation. Now, why this is so cool is that other softwares, you have to have a different plugin or a different software integrated with them to even have automations, and this one's built in. So there you go. First of all, in the automations, I could have it always assign a task when it's created in this space to a certain person, or always add certain watchers. So if I know that every single time I add a task to my YouTube calendar, I want it to be added to me so that when I go to my calendar every week and see what's assigned to me, they're always there. I could do that here, but we're gonna click add automation because I wanna show you the other cool things that you can do. So basically it's set up in this like, when this happens, then make this happen kind of format. And there are a ton of like things you can choose from over here on the left, and then actions you can choose from here on the right. Let's say we want it to be when the status changes. Let's say I have a status that is planning or ideas, and when I change that status to ready to post or ready to create or whatever I want the status to be, I want it to be assigned to my team. So we're gonna do when the status changes, and then you click this little button, and I can pick any of these active statuses. So I'm gonna do ready to create and hit confirm. When that happens, then I want it to change the assignee to Laura. Now, once I have done that, if I hit create here, it will create that automation, and anytime a status is changed from any of the other statuses to ready to create, it will assign it to Laura. Now, if I wanted to also have it comment to Laura, I could go ahead and hit the plus sign here and do add a comment, and then I can just go ahead and like tag Laura in the comment and do some kind of canned response. So now if I hit create, every time the status is changed from any of the other statuses to the ready to create status, Laura is going to be the assignee on the card, and she's gonna get commented and tagged in her notifications with a comment that says this one is ready. And so I don't have to do that every single time. So it really helps me save time by not having to go in, take me off of the card, put her on the card, comment to her, and all of that. I just have to change the status one time, and that is it. So anywho, I love ClickUp so very much, and it's how I manage all of my content. So if you want to try ClickUp, I would highly recommend them. I will put the link below in the description, or you can go to heyjessica.com/ClickUp. And thank you so much to ClickUp for sponsoring this video. Okay, so you saw all of the planning that went down and the posts that were created in the end of March and the 1st of April. So let's jump into my Instagram analytics and let me show you what that looked like. I'm just gonna toggle over to the last 90 days for my insights and show you my follower numbers. So you'll see a few spikes happening on my analytics, one in February, one in March, and a big one in April. The spike in my growth in February was from a viral video or multiple viral videos happening here on YouTube, okay? So it was because my YouTube channel grew. I didn't even post on Instagram in February. All of that growth was from YouTube. Now, I did have a pretty big spike on one day in March, and that was when I was at Social Media Marketing World, and I did promote my Instagram account while I was speaking to like 250 people. Several people followed me while I was there, and that's the big spike you see in the middle of March. But then look at the chart. At that point is when I started doing 2 posts a week, 2 reels a week, and really trying to like go into this strategy. And you'll see that my growth was just normal. My growth was just the same as it was if I wasn't posting at all on Instagram. And then the big spike you see in April, that again is from viral videos here on YouTube. The same videos that I had in February are still continuing to go viral, but I have a few more. The one I did about niching down if you have too many ideas has went viral, and a couple of others that I've done in the last month or so. You can see here on my analytics inside of Instagram that posting that often didn't even help me. It actually didn't help me at all. So why would I do it? So the real question is, am I going to leave Instagram completely? No, absolutely not. I love Instagram to hang out with y'all in the DMs and on stories. And for me as a user, that is still what I view most on Instagram. I wish they would understand that that's what people want from Instagram. They don't want to have to be TikTok. The only reason Instagram has people putting videos on there or reels on there is because they're saying you have to do this to grow. I wish they would understand that, but I love Instagram from a community building standpoint, from somewhere where you guys can get in touch with me, where we can talk and it's not buried in a million other comments or in a million other things that are going on like it is here on YouTube sometimes. But my strategy is basically going away. There's not gonna be a strategy on Instagram. What I am going to do, what I'm gonna focus on is showing up in stories like I always have, being in DMs like I always have, promoting my Instagram here on YouTube so you guys can hang out with me, and then posting whatever the heck I want to post. I have been so hung up in trying to grow on Instagram and only doing growth strategies, but also only posting on Instagram if it's like a business hack or it's, you know, a lesson that I want to tell you, or putting a lot of like pressure behind what I have to post. If I take a good picture or I do a fun video, I want to be able to post that on Instagram, no stress. And that's what I plan to do. I follow a ton of other YouTubers on the platform, and a lot of them are doing this same thing. They don't really try and grow on Instagram because their YouTube grows them, and they just post whatever they want to post. And that is what I want to get to. So I guess this is really just permission for you to ditch things that don't serve you. For you to be like, you know what? I know everybody and their mama is telling me I need to be on YouTube or have a podcast or, you know, be on Instagram or whatever, but I can't handle that many things and I don't want to. So I'm gonna ditch this one and this one and this one. Obviously, if you're trying to be a content creator, you need to have a platform you're creating content on. And again, for some of you, that could be Instagram. And in that case, you do have to play the game. But if you have a secondary platform that just is not serving you in the way that you're having to keep up with it, it's okay. Let it go. Let it be free, little birdie. It is fun. This is kind of a weird way to end this video, but if you do want to follow me on Instagram, I'll make sure my Instagram handle is flopping up on the screen right now. And I'd love to hear in the comments below if there's a platform you're frustrated with. It may be YouTube, it may be Instagram, it may be Facebook or LinkedIn or an email list or whatever. I'd love to hear in the comments below where you're feeling frustrated in this content creation game, or if you're kind of feeling the same way as me. Because what's really cool about sharing this is that I've had multiple people be like, thank you. Multiple people be like, I'm on YouTube and I feel the same way. I hate having to also create content for Instagram when it's not really growing my Instagram. So if you feel that way, I'd love to chat it out in the comments below. And until next time, bye y'all.